Hi everyone, Shirtlad here, and welcome to the rather belated Q&A segment. I'm not gonna be doing these too often, but since I'm on my way to the 700 mark, I'd say why not commemorate it. I've made some notes for the questions as to cut down on tangents and overall dead air. So, with that said, let's start. Dimos asks, my question is, what is your favorite mobile suit from your least favorite series? Well, there's a lot of options here, such as the Desperado from Age, Garibaldi Remake and Momo Capul from Divers, F91 Imagine from Build Fighters, most grunts that Zaft has, the Aegis, the Murasame, and Chaos from Seed and its sequels, Montero and Janahan from G-Reco, and so on. But if I had to pick one, it would be the Gwaze from Mobile Suit Gundam Seed. It's pretty much just a baby Gelgoog with hip anchors. And if you've ever played that one in Rango vs F2, Battle Destiny, or Gundam Bell Assault 3, you definitely know where I'm coming from. The Gwaze R is pretty cool as well. DSL facetiously asks, where's the drawing of Charasun with her sweater zeppelins out, shirt lad? Well, it's right here. It does exist, I drew it already, but to keep it TOS compliant, you gotta find it elsewhere. Dimos asks, favorite underrated Gundam waifu? I'd say mine is somewhat underrated. It's Resin Schneider from Char's Counterattack, voiced by none other than the iconic Kazue Ikura, better known for having played Mora in 0083 Stars Memory, or City Hunter's Kaori Makimura. If that one don't count, I guess it's either Reina Emilia from Sea Stray or Alice Miller from Away from Misting. Those are fairly niche. Delos Mobius asks, what's your next big project? Frankly, I don't know. I do want to finish the ones that I've started, i.e. the motion comic and the Crossbone Gundam Saga. Maybe start making a lot more of the how to get into style videos, since those are fairly handy for people who are newer to Gundam games as a whole. Overall though, I don't think I have anything major lined up for the moment. My studies are beating my ass as is, and there's a good chance I'll be diving into retail hell this upcoming summer. So, logistically speaking, I don't want to get too ambitious for my own good. Camille Kriegerson asks, what's your top 3 mecha series that you think are important to the medium? I'd say Tetsujin 28 Go, Mobile Suit Gundam, and Gunbuster. Kenzie K asks, how do you go about editing the way you do? I generally go with my guts and or whatever worked the best last time. By the time I finish the script and the audio, I have enough of an idea on how to compose it all into a video. For the most part, it's just patchworking. Dungo of Aqua Vengeance asks, what made you do what you want to do, inspirations, etc.? I frankly don't know how it all started. I started making stuff at one point in March 2022, back when I was still uploading just onto Odyssey. I had a lot of charts I made as I was getting into emulating Gundam games. So I thought, why not make it more digestible? So here we are. Inspirations-wise, although it probably doesn't show, I'd probably say it quite shallow back when she was doing Warframe stuff, Minato Versus and his EX Versus coverage, the almighty Lolly, and bits of Seth Zintage here and there, although I'm nowhere near the production levels of these guys. What's your favorite obscure media you know that a lot of others don't? Also a question by Dongo. Well, I kinda enjoyed the 1960s French film titled Fantomas. It's about this pulp story style villain who's a master of disguise. He has a shit ton of costumes, he gets up to hijinks. There's a decent amount of slapstick, drama, action to tickle my funny bone in that one. Favorite shows or characters that aren't Gundam related, also by Dongo. I'm pretty big on Bottoms, Black Lagoon, the original Trigun, Helsing, also Hiroya Oku stuff like Inuyashiki and Gantz. A favorite character from non-Gundam stuff there would be Yu Mikawa from Angel Cup and Churko QV from Bottoms. Xavier Harkonnen asks, boobs, thighs, butts, or tummy? Alright, I'm a bit of a column A, bit of a column B person, although I do think thighs are neat. Gaia Gear or G-Savior? Also asked by Xavier. Only seen the latter, so I can't really tell. The PS2 game for G-Savior was janky as fuck, but kinda enjoyable in its own right, although it in just small doses stuff. The way the turning was, I don't like. I still can't get used to that one. Why should we support Mars Zeon and the Oldsmobile Army? By, well, it's also asked by Xavier Harkonnen. Well, they get cooler late UC mobile suits, simple as. I mean, have you seen the Arf Zagok? What is your opinion on the state of Gacha Gundam? I don't like him. UC Engage and GGN Eternal are cookie cutter as fuck. Though the latter at least has the decency to not have dogshit menu navigation, and of course, you know, has a bunch of like niche stuff that was already in GGNF, but in terms of like newer GGNs, it definitely has a somewhat varied roster. GBO2 is definitely the more enjoyable of the 3 currently big Gundam gachas, especially with friends, and the DB store makes getting units more bearable, not to mention freebies, but The netcode on the PC port does run like shit, and yeah, when you run into a match that's very lopsided, it's not fun. Xavier Harkonnen, again, asks, the origin of your username. Why call yourself Shirtlad, not Shirtman, Pantsman, Bootsman, Bootman, or anything else? Well, for one, it rolls off the tongue, and I kind of recycled that one from my older usernames, which involved an armadillo, funnily enough. When are you gonna hang out with that handsome Xavier person again? Ah, touche. What do you think of the manga Gundam Sosei, the man who created Gundam? I kinda liked the manga. It had a lot of nice details and gags, so I was a happy camper. Papa Nick asks, do you ever ad-lib during the writing process? Yes, and frequently. Another question from Papa Nick, how do you plan your videos, start, middle, and end? Well, I generally pick a subject, I look stuff up, and especially in the case of guides and overviews, I go out of my way to lab stuff out and double-check stuff for myself. That's why some things take me longer to put together while some don't. As for the rest, I've already mentioned it in one of the previous questions, so I'd like not retread the same ground. How do you cast your voice actors? Another question from Papa Nick. It depends. For the most part, I go with an estimate of how a character should sound in my head, and then I try to find somebody that sounds close enough to it from all the people I know. If I'm not spoiled for choice, I still try to find someone whose voice is close enough, although at that point I pick whoever's available and then I hope for the best. Although the latter is somewhat rare. Papa Nick also asks, what's your favorite Gundam game of all time and why? Good question, since I do like quite a lot of them. I'm somewhat split between Gundam vs. Zeta, Gundam Assault Survivor, and SD Gundam G-Next. If I were praised, I'd probably say Gundam vs. Zeta. So yeah, those have been most, if not all, the questions I got. If you didn't make the cut, just ask in the comments and I'll try to answer each of them to the best of my ability. Things have been fairly busy on my end, but hopefully that won't cut into my schedule too much. Regardless though, until next time, this has been the Shirtlad, signing out.